Here's what I want to do. I want to go through some differences between the employee mindset and the entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, and these come from Michael Ellsberg's book. Yep. Okay, this is The Education of Millionaires.
That book is phenomenal, by the way, and it's loaded up with specific examples of stories and interviews with entrepreneurs who went from here to here and employees who went from here to here. It's awesome.
Okay, so here we go. 1, focus on contribution versus entitlement.
So at the end of the day, you say, what value did I add, not how many hours did I work?
Okay. Number 2, focus on outcome versus focus on output.
So you say, I worked again, I focused, this is what I delivered, this is the value that I added, very, very similar to the previous thought, this is the value that I added, this is my actual number of deals I closed, not the number of calls I made.
Right.
This is the number of mufflers I made that were air-free versus this is how many mufflers I made. Don't focus on just the output number, focus on the quality of the output you're producing.
3, sort for what's needed versus sort for what's requested.
Okay, typically, you see this a lot in business. A lot of employees, their manager says, hey, can you go to the store and buy water for the office? And they say, well, what brand? Buy the yada yada brand. And so then the employee goes to Sam's and sees that the water is half off if they buy a different brand.
Right.
You would want to have an entrepreneurial mindset, call the boss and go, hey boss, they got water here that's half off. So instead of using this brand of spring water, we could use this one. They're both high quality brands. Can we go ahead and save half?
Right.
Sure. The non-entrepreneurial mindset goes to the store and just buys the brand regardless of whether they can save money or not. This is the employee who, you see this a lot for executive assistants. My assistant does a very, very good job of looking for the best price and the best hotel. But a lot of people, they just buy, well, you said to buy American, so I'm going to buy American. You said to buy Southwest, I'll buy it. They don't look for the good deal.
Right.
They buy the airplane ticket for the best. They don't think they'll look for the deal.
Right.
Even though they could come to us and say, and this is what my executive assistant does great, she'll come to me and go, hey, if you leave the night before, you just basically leave the night before instead of that next morning, you guys can save $1,000 on your airfare. What do you think? Well, that's somebody who's looking to solve the problem, not just looking to buy tickets on Friday night because that's what I asked for.
Exactly. I love it. Number 4, work yourself out of a job versus work to protect your job.
What you want to do is you want to systemize everything you do. So if you're somebody working as a barista and you have a system that you've come up with to, let's say that you run a Starbucks, and the early Starbucks stores, now Starbucks every hour makes a fresh pot of coffee.
Right.
Now they write the label on the cups. Whenever they write your name on the cups. Now they offer a nice big variety of coffee beans. They offer a variety of those sort of dessert items up front. Well, if you're the first barista, and let's say at that point they weren't offering to write your name on the cup, they weren't selling beans and they weren't selling desserts, but you're out there every day and you're talking to real people, and a guy comes in and goes, hey, he says, hey, do you guys sell desserts? The entrepreneurial mindset would go, hey boss, people are asking for desserts. We should probably put that on a checklist and start offering that. Another person comes in and says, hey, do you guys have beans? Do you guys sell coffee beans?
Right.
He goes to the boss, hey boss, I think we should start selling coffee beans. People are asking for it. Well, what happens is eventually once this person makes this checklist, so once you as the employee make this checklist, in theory, you have now replaced yourself because now, even if you're not at work, that checklist is there.
Right.
So if you move on, the checklist is still there. Now, if you have a bad attitude, you'll think, well, once I make this system, it'll make me obsolete. So I'm not going to tell people where the passwords are. I see this all the time in the world of business. Literally, I see this in the medical industry a lot. The executive assistant or the manager says, I don't want to tell anyone where the passwords are because once they know, I know I'm going to get canned. Wow. I'm going to get canned. So they run around keeping the secret sauce. This would be like being Colonel Sanders and not sharing your magical recipe for your KFC chicken with the world. But what you want to do is you want to build the checklist, and you want to be able to go to if you're the person who built that checklist, you want to go to your boss and you say, boss, look what I have done.
Right.
You have given me this position and I have made a checklist that now makes myself replaceable and duplicatable. Now you can hire 1,000 people who can all do this job. I was once your first barista, now you can hire 1,000 more.
Love it.
That's the mindset versus the mindset of, I'm going to hide the passwords.
Right.